Now, there is a pretty big, substantial PlayStation 5 rumor making the rounds right now that might have some serious impact on the next-gen console war next year. And that is that, according to a Japanese journalist, Sony is going to launch 2 different PlayStation 5 models next year. A regular PlayStation 5 base model alongside an enhanced PlayStation 5 Pro model. Is that true? Could there be some wires crossed? And what does this really mean for Xbox? Let's dive into it, shall we? What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. Hope everyone's having a great day. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more content. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, first things first, guys. Keep in mind that this is a rumor. Could not be true for all we know. But a lot of people are putting a lot of stock into what this journalist has said before. He's extremely reliable. He talked about the Nintendo Switch Lite before the official announcement, so there might be a kernel of truth to this. And it's pretty interesting because, as you recall, the Xbox Scarlett, the next generation device that Microsoft is building, was supposed to be 2 different models. Anaconda, which would have been the Pro version, the more expensive one, and Lockhart, which is supposed to be the base, cheaper model. And the common thinking at the time was that the PlayStation 5 would just be one system and it would sit comfortably in between Scarlett and Lockhart. But of course, plans change, things happen, and according to all the inside sources and rumors, Microsoft is no longer moving forward with Lockhart. So it's just going to be PlayStation 5 versus Scarlett. You know, a battle to see who's the most powerful system and the best games. Well, now this rumor comes to us, and Sony might be trying the 2 console method, a base system and a pro system, and I'm not sure how PlayStation fans would react to this. Now, personally, I would always choose the more expensive one, especially at launch. Like, how much more nerfed would a base PlayStation 5 be compared to an enhanced Pro model? What would be the price difference? Are we looking at $300 for the base and $500 for the Pro, or $400 and $500? You know, stuff like that. But then I also wonder, well, could it be some miscommunication? Could Sony have, basically told this guy that, yeah, we've done the PlayStation 4 Pro, Microsoft has done the Xbox One X. It really worked out well for both companies this gen, and that would be something we want to continue moving forward. It's basically, telling them that, yeah, we're going to do a Pro model, and then he kind of misconstrues that as that they are going to launch the Pro model alongside the base model in 2020 when they both come out, instead of maybe halfway through the generation. That could be one take on it. Another could be, maybe it's not necessarily a base model and a Pro model, so to speak. It could just be like, here's a PlayStation 5, $400, comes with all this stuff, 1 terabyte SSD, and then maybe they offer a more expensive model for $500, with the only difference being maybe 2 terabytes of an internal SSD, where it's not really that much better internally. It doesn't have like a better GPU, or it doesn't have a faster CPU, something along those lines. But this would definitely be pretty interesting, because a lot of people have already drawn their lines in the sand when Microsoft was rumored to be doing the 2 console setup. A lot of PlayStation fans said that was dumb. They didn't understand why you would do that, and they felt that Sony would have the better offering at a really good price point and pretty decent power. And now, of course, with this being true, I foresee a lot of deleted tweets and a lot of deleted comments with people backtracking on the idea of like, hey, well, now that Sony's doing it, maybe it's a really good idea. And how would that affect Xbox? Well, I've been on record saying that console sales-wise, I don't think the Xbox Scarlett stands a chance against the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation brand is just bigger worldwide. They sell tons of consoles in continental Europe, where Microsoft basically doesn't sell anything. They have a strong base in Asia, where Microsoft and Xbox basically don't exist. it would be extremely hard for Microsoft to gain any traction, especially if they're offering a system that is way more expensive than any of the PlayStation consoles. So it's obviously a lot of speculation. Like I said, personally, I'd choose the Pro model, but then I wonder how a lot of other, gamers, a lot of other PlayStation fans would feel if this truly was like a gap. If this was, here's the PlayStation 5 and here's the PlayStation 5 Pro, and there's a big significant difference not only in price but in performance. Would you feel like, I'm kind of making the wrong choice going with the base PS5. Maybe I should future-proof myself and get the PlayStation 5 Pro. And if that's the case, how does that play out? How many systems does, what does Sony earmark for production? Is it 70-30? Is it 60-40? In favor of the cheaper one? Do developers, because they're always the talk of like, developers won't take advantage of the, Pro console versus the regular console. There's a lot of different things that go into it, but honestly, it could just be miscommunication. It could just be not even an enhanced console, just maybe an extra terabyte of space. Maybe he misheard and possibly the system could be coming down, in the middle of the road. But it's definitely something to keep your eye on if this actually comes to pass. Could be Sony realized at some point along development of the consoles they weren't going to be able to reach that sweet target price of $400, so they figured this was the best way to maximize launch sales and make everybody happy, give the hardcore a really powerful system, but at the same time offer the base console for the price-sensitive consumer. I thought it was a good idea when Microsoft was floating the idea around, when the insiders were saying they were running with two. I thought that was a good idea. So I think this is a good idea for PlayStation. Whether or not it's true, we'll find out eventually, but I'm very curious to see what you guys think. Do you think it's true? And even more importantly than that, if it was true, hypothetically, which version would you buy day one? Would you opt for the PlayStation 5 base, or would you get the PlayStation 5 Pro? Assuming, of course, it's actually a much better system. Anyways, guys, that's the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. Share this video out on social media like Twitter and Facebook. Maybe tell a friend about the channel. I'd appreciate that. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And if you always want to be immediately notified of every video I drop, make sure you hit that notification bell. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see everybody in the next video.